But imagine the king he's not on his throne. He's like waiting for the king was left somewhere. He's on the side of the road. And he's waiting for his royal chariot to come with the white horses. And imagine you find the king there. There's no one else around. There's no one else there. So you can't leave the king. So I just came from the king. I apologize. So it just took me a few extra minutes. Because you can't leave the king. The king's like... And by the way, when the king is not on his throne, and there's not all the cameras and the paparazzi, so you get privy to the extra secret information. So it's always good to meet the king when he's in different places. Okay, so with that introduction and my apology for being late, so like we mentioned, we're in the 46th chapter of the Tanya, and we're working on love of God. And we also spoke yesterday about something called schus avos, about the merit of our forefathers, about you don't know why, but all of a sudden you're working at some dead-end job in some cubicle, typing away something for the man, and you're so not into it, but you don't see any direction out. You don't even see any progress in the company, but you don't know where else you're going to go. And your girl just dumped you. Oh, bro. Oh. And the credit cards are maxed out. And you got to feel like, I just got to get out of this. And somehow you get out and you come to learn Torah. Now, it doesn't have to be a story like that. It could be a person's flying high. He's making $1 billion. He's doing great. But he also feels like something's just not complete yet. And it could be that sadly this person wasn't Mr. Mitzvah man. So what gave him the merit to come here? So we spoke yesterday that your great-great-great-grandmother, when she was praying by her candles, you have no idea how those prayers can affect your soul generations later, and that we're the DNA, we're the product of our forefathers. And that's how we still have merit from our forefathers. We have merit from Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We have merit from the ones that came before us. And we ended yesterday by saying, and you're going to give merit to the ones that will come after you. And therefore, step it up, as we say. Step it up is like, slang for, Shachris Mincha Ma'ariv, afternoon Seder, tefillin, like that's all about step it up. Like tefillin, strings, these cosmic dental floss. Let's go. Okay? What it all means, that's why you're here. In a very simplified language, what it means is the undiluted will of God. Don't go too fast, too quick, but start to ask the questions. What's going on? What's it all about? And take those baby steps. And sometimes you don't have to take such a baby step. It's okay. You make a little more of a move, but go slow. So we said that today, and for the next couple of days, we're going to be working on arousing this dormant gift that was put inside of our DNA called a intense, ecstatic love for God. That yes, you can be a person that's literally in love with God all the time. Wouldn't that be nice? As opposed to just feeling depressed and anxious and low self-esteem. Wouldn't it be a much more alive, exciting life if you were into God all the time? That's an obvious yes. So here we go. What's that?
Geschmack.
Geschmack. If anyone doesn't know what that means, it's a Yiddish word. It means geschmack, but it means... I know you're not allowed to translate the word with the word itself, but it literally means like delicious. Delicious. Like I will tell you a funny thing. I had a Rebbe who, one time somebody brought, like, to his house, they were, whatever, they didn't want to have regular milk, which nowadays I also think that's a bit of a, unless you're getting the good stuff. But so someone brought like a container of, it was soy milk. Okay? Yeah, I know. Without getting into the whole soy milk topic. But it was one of these, like, what's it called? The pack with, like, it's not has the bit of a silver lining on the inside. They could store for like 1,000,000 years. Some long life. It's a type of packing that the product can stay for a long time. So it was from some European company, and I think it was a German company. So on the bottle, it was like saying, like, big, like, they have like these big stars, like the old Batman movies, like bow, bam, like the big stars, Geschmack. Like soy, Geschmack. So the Rebbe was like, this is what the world thinks is a Geschmack azach? I think a soy milk. This is people's hasogas. This is what people think is something Geschmack. Like, what level of Geschmack? What are they basing it on? That's like the lowest level of Geschmack. And that was Geschmack of soy milk. It's pathetic. What's Geschmack? Torah. Hashem. When Hashem is so good, you look at the soy milk, you're like, and it's soy milk.
Bubble bubbles.
Yeah, it's soy milk. Aboisai. Be careful of soy milk. So we're going to get into a Geschmacka Mahalach, a Geschmacka approach to waking up very powerful love that's inside of us for God. So I just want to begin it. This is called the Ava Hatkua Mesuteris Beliboy, the love that is deeply lodged in my heart. And one of the beautiful things about this is that love is already there. It just has to be woken up. It's not like I need to inject something new into you. It's in you already. The love of God is already in there. It just went to sleep. It just needs to be woken up. So let's wake it up. Like a tremendous light, like a fire. That you want this fire, this love that's inside of your heart to wake up. It's a love that's going to be in your heart, and it's a love that you're going to have in your mind. Limsar nafshel Hashem, that you'd be willing to give your whole life for God. One of the most amazing phenomenons and powers of the proof of the Jewish soul. All humanity has a soul, and there's a phenomenon of something called Jewish martyrdom, where Jews through the millennia that were faced with the ultimatum of convert or die. And our Torah says you're not allowed to convert. Bow down to the idol or die. The law says you have to take the bullet. That's intense, I know. Because there's certain things that are more important than life. Your physical life, that's the will of God. If the will of God says, don't bow down to the idol, it means that following the undiluted will of God is more important than physical life in that moment. Besides those three, if somebody says, kill this person, or I'll kill you, you can't kill them. Because following the will of God in that moment, you have to your life is less important than transgressing and murdering somebody else. If somebody says, have illicit relations, someone says, do adultery or I'll kill you. Are you allowed to do adultery? No. God forbid, you're not allowed. Because at that place, the will of God is more important then your life. And the will of God says adultery is a no-no. You can appreciate how a world without God could just go into anarchy. And a world without the guidance of Torah could just go into anarchy, like it is. And it's sad that it's getting so bad, and there's so much chaos happening. People are just looting the stores and streets, and just because snow falls in Buffalo, you don't need to break into shops and steal all the food and steal all the merch. That's called prohibited. The Torah does not allow you to do that. Without a Torah, though, the world can revert back to survival of the fittest. We're just a bunch of monkeys in the forest, and with inflation prices, we got to break into places. You could see how the world is spinning out of control without the Torah. Yes, Elliot, you wanted to ask?
I don't want to derail you too much here, but...
I love derailing questions.
All right, let's do it. What is it about adultery that's such a big deal? I mean, why is the institution of marriage so crucial?
So you asked it in both directions. I like that. The question was, why is adultery like so mega? Whatever, just cheat. And the other side, it would be, is why is marriage so sacred? This is going to take more than the 1 minute we have, but I'll begin the answer. Because it's very, very important. We could spend a whole class on this if you want. Torah belief includes something called Kiddusha, holiness. Holiness means, anybody know what the word kadosh means?
Sacred.
It's sacred, but that's like a bit like holy. You're holy. What does that mean? Holy. You know, like halos and stuff? Not the video game. That's horrible. Most video games are all woked out nowadays anyways, so stay away from them, just for that reason alone. But anyways, yes. So, kadosh, holy, means separate. Kadosh means muvdal. Means when we say God is kadosh, we mean that He's not, me. God is God. God is greater. God is above. He's in this world, but He's also above this world. He's separate. There's some sacred space that God is there. Why do you have a door on your house? You're I can't believe you're so racist, and you don't like people? You don't like animals? You don't like a windy draft coming into your house? I can't believe you. You're so unbelievable. That is the most unbelievable comment I ever heard. Now, do you relate to the fact that you have a door on your house? Is it racist to have a door on your house?
Maybe today. Who knows?
I know. Nowadays, that's because we don't have Torah. If the world had Torah, we'd be a lot more sane. That's what we're here to do, is we're here to give sanity back to humanity. So the door on the house means that, yes, there's certain things that cannot come in the house. Do I have a door that opens? Is my house chained? No, there's certain times that people come into the house, but there's certain times that they cannot come into the house. When somebody knocks on the door, do you tell your children, just open the door? Someone's knocking, just open it right up. Or do you say to your children that you should ask, who is it? Are the kids being racist? You have to find out who it is, but you don't love everybody?
You do, but through the door mostly.
I'll tell you a funny joke. It's not so funny. The Rosh Yeshiva loves this joke. These are all building up because we have to build up what holy means because of what a marriage is called holy. That's why I just need to build around the concept of holy. The joke is that there was a hippie boy and a hippie girl, hippie boyfriend and hippie girlfriend. I come from the hippie world, so I could speak about the sweet hippie couple. And one day the hippie girlfriend says to her hippie boyfriend, she says, Chad, master bro. do you love me? So he's like,
Yeah, man.
she's like, her son's like, yeah, dude. Like, of course I love you. I love everybody. We're going to finish the answer tomorrow, and that's why relationships are falling apart. Have a great day. Call it good. Bye.